Hey, good morning. I'd like to get a matcha with oat. Could I have a matcha with oat? What is wrong with you? I've never really been the biggest fan of reality TV, and not exclusively dating shows, just reality TV in general. I don't understand the appeal of watching people get lost in a jungle and pee in the middle of the woods, or watch people go on really awkward dates, or watch lovers on an island. I prefer to watch things a little more emotionally tumultuous, like stories of a fictional horse who destroys everything and everyone around him despite desperately trying to be better and just being unable to do so. Either way, back in the 90s, I was in a very famous TV show, Aside. One of my favorite conspiracy theories that I've seen is a tweet I saw where someone was saying that they believe podcast mics have been placed in the homes of families as like a psyop to destroy communities. And I think balloon popping dating shows might be the same thing. I believe pretty strongly, as per the FBI agent in my phone or the voices in my head, that they are only here to divide us. And like I always say, in the off chance that you are healthy and well-adjusted, or have too much mental health to be on TikTok, the idea of the dating show is that someone walks out and there's a line of people standing there holding a balloon, always a red balloon. 99 red balloons. And if upon immediately seeing the person they are no longer interested, they pop it. But if you see that person and your heart explodes, fire raises in your stomach, you keep the balloon unpopped. Now, the clips of this show go pretty viral on TikTok, and that's how I see them most of the time. And every single time, the balloon popping noise makes me jump. And they are very deviously placed in my timeline, because I'm often scrolling and go from 1,000 live ASMRs, and then bam, balloon popping. And one of the most popular ones I've seen, and one that definitely made me want to make this video, is someone who came out with the most super villain, Cruella de Vil ass energy I have ever seen.
He's back.
I'm back.
And everyone immediately starts popping the balloons. The balloons start popping all over the place. Now, 99% of the content I have on this show is from TikTok. This video was the first time I've ever gone to YouTube to watch one of the shows at length. So I truly have no context as to why everyone's so upset with him. And I also never saw him the first time, since I'm assuming by his entrance, this is his second time on the show. Not only is he the villain of this show, but apparently he's a recurring character. He's a season regular, apparently. And I don't want to judge people on the way they go about finding love and their partners, but I kind of feel like if you have to go on a TikTok balloon popping dating show more than once, it couldn't hurt to ask yourself why, not in a judgy way, in a loving way, and maybe do some introspection,
intensive therapy.
It does seem kind of fun though. I've never gotten to pop a balloon in dissatisfaction in my real life. Could you imagine if this was a real thing though? Like if this was a real way in the real world that we express that we don't like something. Hey, you're driving kind of fast.
What was that?
That was just my balloon. I was just popping my balloon. The next part of the show is that you go over to the people who've popped their balloons and ask them why. And one lady in this show gave him a long laundry list of reasons as to why she popped her balloon.
Dr. Elam, it's such a tragedy because you are so handsome. I feel like you are extremely arrogant. You seem like the type, like a know-it-all type of guy, but just having a humble attitude, you know what I mean? You would probably go a lot further.
And I can appreciate how difficult that must be, getting a ton of negative feedback from someone you don't really know that well. But it seems like the general point that she was trying to get across was that it's not how you look, it's your personality. And encouraged him to maybe do a little self-reflection. And that's never a bad thing. Sometimes sitting with yourself and saying, hey, is it me? Am I the drama? Can be really meaningful for growth. But our Disney supervillain didn't quite take it that way and immediately started roasting everybody.
Who's your dentist? Oh, I know. I'm not your dentist.
And I'm not gonna lie, I giggled a little bit. Okay, it was a little bit funny. Not necessarily what he said, but just the reaction itself. And it's not been explicitly said so far what kind of a doctor he is, but I get the impression he's a dentist. How does someone give you some meaningful feedback? A checklist of things that you could possibly do better, and you immediately come for their teeth? As a dentist? As a medical professional? What kind of a dentist is this? Okay, how is everything feeling? Oh, is that That's so big back because all I'm seeing in these teeth is Popeyes. They keep going down the line and then another person expresses a somewhat similar sentiment to the first one.
Yeah, it was just the arrogance for me.
But I think I'm inclined to believe something a touch more if multiple people are saying the same thing. And he got meaningful feedback and decided that this was a perfect opportunity to deep fry this person.
It sounds like self-love is something that's challenging for you. Because if you loved yourself, then you wouldn't have any problem loving me.
I think Dr. Elon should leave dentistry and get into psychiatry. Maybe he could gaslight all of us into being less depressed. Hey, Dr. Elon, I just wanted to talk to you about our sessions. I'm starting to feel like I'm not really getting too much out of them. Like I'm not really liking them or you very much.
It sounds like self-love is something that's challenging for you. Because if you loved yourself, then you wouldn't have any problem loving me.
And another one of TikTok's favorites is the licensed plumber. Now this one I went and found the entire episode on YouTube. And as soon as he walked out, he only got one popped balloon.
Hello, welcome.
And I thought that that would change the tone of this one a little bit, you know? Because I have a theory, a working theory, a theory that's working a 9-to-5 job with good benefits. I think it's the continuous popping noise that gets people's emotions all riled up. Kind of a shell shock kind of thing. Because I know for me, I definitely have a very, very tiny minor PTSD response to the sound of a popping balloon now. Like how vacuum cleaners scare dogs, popping balloon sounds scare egomaniacs. But like I said, this one was kind of interesting because it started out fine. He didn't get that many popped balloons. He didn't initially say anything wildly out of pocket. The comments about promiscuity are giving a little bit purity culture, but you know what? My expectations are so low that I'm going to overlook that for the sake of this video.
I look for a woman that's not promiscuous and has a career.
And same as before, we first go to the person or people who've popped their balloons. And that's when things start to get a little shaky. The snowball of popped balloons start to roll in. The only first balloon was someone saying that they simply didn't find him attractive. And his response was a little bit aggressive.
I didn't feel like I had chemistry or I wasn't fully attracted to you. And I feel like that counts if we were going to be going through a dating show.
Yes, the feeling is definitely mutual. Thank you. You did me a favor.
As the popped balloons start to roll in, we go to each person and he starts dissing them. And all of his responses were more or less coming for the women's personality or their looks. But there was one that caught my ear and made me think,
No, I'm looking at the hair on your arms. The women I deal with, they don't have hair on their arms.
Don't do too much.
What do you mean by that? This one was a lot slower than the first one because despite the fact that it started with only one balloon being popped, it ended with only one balloon being left. Just before it ended, one of the girls did get kind of a solid read.
Since you want to come at everybody over here, I'm going to get at you too. You kind of look like a Ninja Turtle. You're not that cute. Okay.
But one thing about me, I could pull 100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
Maybe reality television isn't all that bad. And I like this rebuttal the most because he didn't say anything about her appearance. Not that he's above doing that because he did that with a bunch of other people. But I do like the idea of I may be built like a Ninja Turtle, but I do have $100,000. Oh, you think I look like a turtle? Which I am? Well, I have 100,000 pebbles in my backyard. So now what? All this has taught me, honestly, is how desperately we need to get straight men on RuPaul's Drag Race. However, I came across one that was not from the original channel that usually makes this kind of content, and this one frightened me quite a bit because it looks like it was filmed in a psych ward or like a vault or something. Where is this? And I just want to ask everyone in the video, are you there on your own accord? And do you know how you got there? Is everybody okay?
So since he said he don't play in the snow, let me ask you a question. What is your type?
A man that's gonna hold it down.
So what's your type? I need one that's gonna hold it down. My roof, because there's a hurricane coming and these are hurricane straps.
A man with some money and a man that eat coochie great.
Do you eat coochie great?
You know who I am?
Hey, I need someone to fix my tiles. A few of them are broken. Do you fix tiles great? Do you know who I am? No? I'm sorry, but I literally cannot stop noticing the background. Where are you people? Where is this? It looks like some kind of an all-white bank vault. Did you like break into the National Reserves to film this? Why is there bolts in the big white doors behind you? I'm feeling worried, and more in the serious way and less in the fun way like I was before. I don't want to alarm you guys, but the FBI could be on the way. The staff upstairs have pushed the panic button. You've got 2 minutes to grab the loot and run. Maybe this Pop the Balloon show is actually just a cover-up for a bank heist. No, it's just a dating show, see? So is that a no? Now, this one may actually work because it seems like nobody's going out of their way to like diss anybody or be mean or hurtful.
Do you think you toxic?
Like this much, like the littlest bit of toxic.
Okay.
Because we love healthy relationships.
But unfortunately, that also means I am losing interest. I'm here for toxicity only. As someone who does not watch this show and probably never will again, I now require a level of toxic that would put acid to shame. If all the contestants are not competing to see who can hurt each other's feelings the most, I don't want it. There was one I saw where essentially everyone popped the balloon as soon as he stepped out. And he decided to stand on business. He said, I'm not gonna let y'all tell me about myself. I'm gonna tell you about you first.
Picnic tablecloth body built ass. You built like me, ain't none.
And he did. After a certain point, it's just kind of like, why bother? Just walk down the aisle one by one and tell everyone why you hate them. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Now, I don't see, or rather can't see, why anyone would subject themselves to this, especially if you're not the kind of person that would be easy about receiving a lot of criticism. Not to say receiving a ton of criticism is easy. I obviously put myself online, and I've received a fair amount of criticism about the stuff I do, so I know it's not easy to take negative feedback from strangers. But putting yourself in a situation like this means that you would just have to come to terms with that, I would think, prior to doing it. It's kind of like online dating, I think, in real life. Dating apps kind of have the swiping mechanic, so you could just say yes, yes, no, no. But I feel like in real life, if you've ever felt a negative emotion from being ghosted by someone online or through text, and I mean even the slightest twinge of an emotion in your stomach, then as your online emotional support creator, I would highly advise you to not do a show like this because it's essentially getting swiped left on and ghosted in real life in real time. Go join a run club. I heard people are doing that now to meet the love of their life. Run. I think honestly the point of this content is just entertainment. It's really just reality TV brought online. It's the same premise. And I completely appreciate that they're entertaining. Are they probably still harmful and like creating a huge divide with like the gender wars that are going on online? Maybe. Is it a psyop by our government to fuel the gender wars? Maybe. Is it a psyop to put Big Balloon back in business? Definitely. But does any of that matter? Probably not. So what was the point of this video and what is the wrap up? New show idea, Snatch Game for straight guys. And that, my friends, is the end of the video. Me and the most coupled up audience that you've ever seen are very grateful that you watched. If you've seen these shows on TikTok, if you watch them or if you like them, please let me know. Not in a judgmental way. I'm just genuinely curious about like what you like about them, what draws you to them, or if you just like love hate them. And if you've made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.